Okay, welcome back. This is the final tutorial on tracing an image um, in Illustrator. So this step is to do the live paint. Now that'll fill in the color areas of these closed or overlapping Bezier curves. Uh, where we want to start is to just make sure that this final curve is closed. And the closer you get in, the closer you can get into overlapping these two, so it looks a little more natural, because otherwise you'll get a line sticking out into this area. You don't really want that. So just zoom in and close that. If this isn't closed, then I wouldn't be able to fill in the shell, because it's open to the artboard without any other lines, vector lines, enclosing it. So Photoshop does not, or Illustrator does not allow you to use live paint unless it's enclosed by a vector line, such as a Bezier curve. Okay. So first step that you want to make sure you do is, right now since I'm tracing over a graphic, a bitmap, I wouldn't be able to use a bitmap in my live paint, so I have it locked. You always want to make sure it's locked, and this is true too when you're just tracing. You want to have the bitmap image locked, so it's not going to move around while you're tracing over it, and when you're selecting things, you won't be selecting that as well. So do Control 2 on Windows, or you can just drop down from the object menu. That'll lock that object, so when you're trying to use live paint, it won't get in the way. Alright, Illustrator's not responding. Let's wait a second. There it is. So, selecting all, which on Windows is Control A. Now I don't have all of these legs enclosed and everything, but just for the sake of this example, I think we can ignore that. So the first step to using live paint, go into Object, going down to the live paint selection, and do make. Now that'll allow us to fill in these fields. So after that, we go over here. Normally it's the shape bucket tool, shape builder tool, but we want to drop down to keyboard shortcut K, and that'll give us our live paint tool. Now we can select a color, and this is the color window. You could also use palettes or anywhere where you can grab a color. I'm just gonna get some random colors, but and then another way to do it is use the eyedropper tool. That's what happens when you have everything selected, and then you use the eyedropper tool. It'll fill it all in with whatever you select using eyedropper. So I'm gonna deselect everything, select that color, hit K, and then that'll fill in this area. Deselect eyedropper, it's somewhere in the middle, K, and then you can just kind of repeat this. Now here's an example where we've got more than one vector in this object. And if this were closed, then it would only fill in this lower area. But since it's open, it's going to fill in this entire region. Okay. So, I know this isn't the most realistic looking crab, but this is just kind of a basic example of a way to work with live paint. Oops. Okay, eyedropper, okay. Okay. Oops. Let's go back. So that's basically it. Now I know this looks pretty strange, but I think we can just ignore that for now. Okay. So in this case, we're pretty much done. I'm just going to select all and then hit expand, and that'll change it. That'll fill the object, this fill and stroke, so that they're converted to a regular vector graphics. Because otherwise, you can't work with the live paint objects as regular vector graphics. So once you're all done, you expand it, and that allows you to work with it. So we're going to unlock all, and we're just going to hide this. And that'll give us a general vector for our little hermit crab here. I'm going to select same stroke weight. I'm going to change this to black, and then do stroke weight. Oops. Stroke weight of just 0.25 hairline stroke, and it's kind of coming together. It looks pretty strange. It's fun. Let's view, show all, and kind of see our real hermit crab. And you know, the colors, you're not going to want the colors to look like this, but one thing you can do is go to gradient and make a more interesting gradient. Oops. And gradients can work really nicely for these kind of things. It looks pretty fake. It looks like an Illustrator vector graphic. But, the more you work with it, the more closer into the details with the initial tracing, and you can do some pretty fun stuff with the gradient as well. You can make it look, a little bit better than mine. Mine's pretty bad, but I just wanted to give an example of how you can work with this to create something that doesn't look terrible, especially if you zoom way out. See, it's a hermit crab. Alrighty, so thanks for watching.